Okay, so I'm going to try to keep this video super short and simple. I just filmed a video just kind of recapping Legendborn and Bloodmarked, and I wanted to do some Oathbound predictions. So if you have read Legendborn and Bloodmarked and you're okay with me talking spoilers, which I will be doing a little bit, probably a lot of it, then you can stay. But if you've not, you don't want any spoilers, and you don't want me to ruin this incredible series for you, I would highly recommend that you close out right now and maybe go watch the other video, because I kept spoilers out of that one. So I only wrote down 5 predictions about what I thought will happen, and they'll probably spark other predictions, and I'll just keep them all in a little list, and then after I read Oathbound, I'll come back and I'll see how completely off base or on base I was. Could be fun. So prediction number 1, Bree struggles with her root. I think that is almost a guarantee. She's off on this journey to try to unpack a little bit more about herself and learn how to be a king, essentially. So I think with the way that she closed off her access and connections with her ancestors, I think she's going to struggle with her root a lot in Oathbound. I think she'll learn how to control it by the end, hopefully in a very powerful, perfect way, right before like Camlann, the war, before it really like pops off. But also, like, which side is she going to be fighting on? Because I feel like the Order has been nothing but, they're so locked in and committed to like their oaths and their structure. They're like, I in real life am a project manager, and so like when you're too committed to process that you start like losing. I mean, my friends would laugh, especially my like closest friends would laugh at me right now. But when you get so committed to the process that you cannot step out of that, you're not flexible enough to step out of that, then you limit your growth capabilities. And that is exactly what the Order's doing. Okay? That's exactly what they're doing, because they're limiting their capabilities to grow and expand and actually be useful members of the fight, because they're like, hey, order, structure, rules. We don't know what the deal is with her. Obviously, she's too talented. I don't know. She's different in many ways, and therefore we must lock her down in a magic-proof room and feed her sleeping pills, essentially, so that she can't escape, because we feel like we can't control her. That's essentially what they're saying. And she's just like, I am powerful. Let me learn how to like exercise my power. And they're like, no, that's okay. All of that is just ridiculous. And I think that at some point she's going to master her root in a way that's helpful, but I don't know what side of the fight she'll be on. So maybe that's I don't think that's a prediction for Oathbound, because my next prediction is actually that the war doesn't even happen in this book. This whole story, I think, will be the journey of her with like this Shadow King fellow, and them learning about her root and her learning how to be a powerful fighter. I don't think that we're going to get the war. I think we'll get some combat as expected, because you can't go more than like 50 pages without there being some kind of altercation in this series. But I think that we'll get kind of like a journey, walking through the woods, traveling from safe space to safe space, trying to learn how to master her root. But I don't see us getting the actual war in this book. But who knows? I could be wrong. With that said, I think we're going to get more Sel. But I don't know if we're going to get Sel's POV, or maybe we get no Sel. It's either we get like almost no Sel to the point where we're like, Tracy, where is he? Or, or we get another POV of Sel where we get to see, I don't know if she's ever said anywhere on the internet that she would or would not do another POV, but I do think that it'd be nice to hear how his journey is going with his mom. Because think about it. If Bree is off learning how to control like all of her capabilities, and Sel is off learning how to control himself and his capabilities, imagine the 4th book. Imagine it. Yeah, pretty incredible. That said, notice I didn't say Nick, right? I didn't say Nick, because I don't think that Nick is worthwhile, okay? And I am kind of thinking of Tracy's thread post thing, okay? Because she kind of told us, like, I've been holding back. I don't know about Nick. I don't think we're going to get a good side of that character, and I don't know if he'll have a redemption arc. I think that the arc is Bree's growth journey and Sel's growth journey. Notice the upward trajectory for Sel, right? In Bree, she was already top tier. She hit some peaks and some pits, but Nick, I think Nick was like coasting, all right? And now he's headed that direction because I feel like he wants to be like honor to the order. I'm high and mighty. I follow all the rules, but so much so that he is just like the order over love, the order over friendship, the order over empathy, the order over common sense. And I think that is what's going to happen to his character. So that is my next prediction. I don't know what number I'm on right now, but my next prediction is that Nick goes dark. Nick goes dark. It makes sense because a lot of other characters have since passed, and I think, again, he's the only one I know of, aside from Tor, who's so honor to the order and all their oaths that he would like screw over his friends and girlfriend. But also he did see her go off with the Shadow King, so he's probably like, can I trust her? So maybe I'll get it a little bit. Tracy's good at writing her character. I kept calling her Tracy like she's really my friend. But Tracy is so good at writing complex characters that I do think that we will get a little bit of complexity. Even if he does go dark, I don't think he's going to be like so like one-dimensional that you can't understand what his thought process is. Like he's just someone who's committed to this oath. His whole life was believing he was the heir to Arthur, and then he finds out that was all a lie. And then on the other side of it, he's like, oh, it's actually this girl that I'm in love with who has this complex past, and he's trying to like do the right thing by the order because everything else is too complicated. He's also a teenage boy, so me already like making excuses for him. Whatever. I'm Team Sel, so it doesn't matter. I just also have on here the prediction that Sel does heal with his mother. I think that we'll get so much more background about both Bree's mom and Sel's mom and what they were like when they were younger. And then I think we'll learn a lot more about Sel and his origins and his backstory and who he was as a child, how that shaped him. And we'll probably get a little bit more of the lies from the Order about what exactly Merlins are and how they've been so conditioned to believe that they can't control their capabilities. But actually, his mom, Natasha, is proof that you can control that, and maybe we'll be able to learn a little bit more about that element of things, and he will actually heal from being with his mother, and maybe his mom comes back and is like a total badass, ready to fight along Bree's side because, like, hey, that's my niece, you know? Like, just off the fact that I was best friends with her mother, that's my niece, you know? Like an honorary niece or daughter-in-law kind of thing. I also have on here that Alice wakes up. I almost forgot that she was in a coma at the end of the book, a magically induced coma. I think she's gonna wake up, and I think she's gonna have some kind of, she kind of passed away but kind of didn't, and then William brought her back with magic, and so now she's gonna have that capability in her a little bit. I don't know exactly what that might look like, but I hope so. Her like resilience and her love for Bree is just incredible, so I really do pray that she wakes up, and I hope that when she wakes up she does have some kind of magical capability based on her connection with William, and maybe her and William, I have a little heart next to her and William because I think there's something there. I think we all think there's something there, and I think we'd all be happy with that. I love William, by the way, so much. William is just, he's got my heart, and so does I think of him in my mind as Facilier. What is his name? He's the magical, what is the word? It starts with a B. Oh, Val, yes, Val. I think he's gonna come back. I hope we get more of him. I really like him. I just want to know more about that backstory, and if Tracy ever wants to get deeper into that, I will read whatever it is. The last prediction that I wrote down was just that we get more of Arthur, but I don't know how. I don't know how it's gonna happen just based on how things ended last time. He was so, I hate him. Hate Arthur. I understand that his life was exactly war. He's a knight, he's focused, he's like tough warrior, whatever. But I just don't really want to hear him talk. He's so narcissistic. Maybe I'm just reading him that way, but he seems so narcissistic, and I'm just, when he's on the page, I'm just like, what is he gonna do now? And after he took over Bree's body and then got himself captured, Arthur is not ready to handle himself in this day and age. He's just simply not. He's just not. He's not. He's useless. He's not useless. He's probably he'll probably be really helpful, but he's just kind of annoying. So I think we'll get more Arthur, but I don't know what that will look like, and I don't know how I feel about it either. Don't know that I have any other predictions. I do wonder how her dad's doing, and if we're going to see more of her dad, if we're going to hear more of her dad, if we're going to find out if her dad even knows that some of this stuff is happening. I don't think that's the last we'll hear of her ancestors either, even though it seemed like it would be. But those are my primary predictions. Also, I think that I don't know for sure in this book that we'll get like a Sel and Bree official we're in love type of thing, because I don't think that that would make the big in book 4 that I think we're all counting on. So I don't know, but I'm Team Sel, if anyone's wondering. I don't think anyone is not Team Sel. He's incredible, but I love that Tracy made it so that his character had to have a redemption arc and that he had to be forgiven by everybody, because otherwise I think it would have just felt really empty and just like, oh, okay, teens need to get together, so we need to make them forgive each other. But she didn't do that, and I'm glad she didn't, because I think this long way of him needing to go through this period of not really loving himself and thinking he's this bad person, learning that he will be whatever he believes himself to be, I think that journey is what book 3 is going to be about for him. So I don't know if we'll get them back together, but I do hope that by book 4 they are together, because I don't think that there's any other way, and I would be disappointed otherwise. Oathbound comes out on March 4th. I think we are all waiting not patiently. I would highly recommend following Tracy Dion on social media, because her threads are just incredible. I've really enjoyed following her. Follow me if you would like. I'm not that interesting yet, but maybe I'll start to be. We'll find out. Also, leave your predictions for Oathbound in the comments. I will respond to you, and I would love to kind of talk back and forth about like maybe why some of mine are probably super wrong or maybe super right. Or maybe we could just daydream together about what we hope the book will be. I'm excited to read it. I'm sure all of you are too if you're here. And thank you for watching. Okay, bye.